Hello, students. Today we are going to start with the third poem, Rain on the Roof by Coates Kinney. Now let us read more about the poet. Coates Kinney was a lawyer, politician, journalist, and a poet from the United States. Now let us understand the central idea of the poem. This poem tells us what the poet is thinking about when he hears the sound of the rain falling. The poem praises the healing power of nature's rain, especially when heard from a cozy bed in a lovely cottage. The poet says that it is pleasant to live and sleep comfortably in a cottage on a rainy night, when the tinkle of the rain brings dreamy fancies and he recollects fond memories of the past. The rain is thus an instrument of beautiful memories of the past years. The sounds of rain falling takes the poet to his childhood, when the fondest memory of his mother is brought before him in all her gentle loveliness. First stanza. When the humid shadows hover. Hover means move around something over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness. Melancholy means sad. Gently weeps in rainy tears. What a bliss to press the pillow. Bliss means happiness of a cottage chamber bed, and lie listening to the patter. Patter means sound of raindrops falling on the roof of the soft rain overhead. Here the poet is saying that when the humid shadows hover, here humid shadows means refer to dark clouds which are full of water. The poet is saying that when the sky is full of these clouds, which are moisture laden, are full of water, and are about to bring rain, when such clouds hover around in the sky over all the starry spheres. Starry spheres means to the sky at night time, which is full of stars. At that time, huge clouds which are full of moisture move around in the sky, and the sad darkness of the night is wiped off by the raindrops, which seems like tears falling from the sky. The poet is comparing raindrops to tears, and he says that the dark sky, which seems to be very sad, it appears as if it is crying, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. He adds that it is like a blessing to lie on the bed in his room. Cottage chamber means bedroom, and listen to the sound made by raindrops falling on the roof. Second stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles. Tinkle means short light ringing sound, and shingles means rectangular wooden tiles used on roofs. Has an echo in the heart. Echo means repeated sound, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air thread into woof. Woof means the thread woven across the loom. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Here the poet is expressing his feelings when he hears the raindrops falling on the roof top of his house. He says that every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. Whenever he hears rain falling on the rooftop, the sound repeats in his heart and in his dreams. He has many different fanciful imaginations. He adds that this sound of the rain falling on the rooftop creates many new different dreams in his mind. He recollects many memories of the past which come back into his mind as dreams. So he says that as he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof, he has many new dreams in his mind, and the memories of the past come back in the form of dreams. Third stanza. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone, to regard the darling dreamers, ere she left them till the dawn. Ere is old poetic word used for before. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain. List here is old poetic word used for listen, and refrain means a repeated part of a song or a poem. Here the sound of the rain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Here the poet introduces his mother. He says that he is dreaming of his mother, as he had told in the previous stanza that rain brings memories of the past. It is the memory of his mother who is no longer alive. In the past, she used to love him a lot. She used to consider him a darling, and she would let him sleep till daybreak and have sweet dreams. The poet can still feel that his mother is looking at him as he listens to the song made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his room. The sound of the rain makes him correlate his past with his present. That is why the poet is moved by the sound of the raindrops on the shingles of his room. Whenever he hears this sound, it brings back memories of the past and he is reminded of his mother. Now I'll discuss some poetic devices with you. When the humid shadows hover, here there are three figures of speech: alliteration, metaphor and metonymy. Alliteration because the consonant sound H is repeated in the words humid and hover. Metaphor because the clouds are compared to shadows. And metonymy because the words humid shadows represent the clouds. Next line. Over all the starry spheres. Here there are two figures of speech, metonymy and alliteration. Metonymy because the words starry spheres represents the stars in the sky, and alliteration because the consonant sound S is repeated in the words starry and spheres. Next line. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Here there are three figures of speech, personification, transferred epithet and hyperbole. Personification because inanimate darkness is given the human quality of being melancholy and gently weeping. Transferred epithet because the adjective melancholy has been transferred from the poet to the darkness. Hyperbole because there is an overstatement that the darkness is sad and is gently weeping. Next, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. Here there are two figures of speech, that is metonymy and alliteration. Metonymy because the words press the pillow represents going to sleep, and alliteration because the consonant sound P is repeated in the words press and pillow. Next, and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Here there are two figures of speech, onomatopoeia and exclamation. Onomatopoeia because the word patter suggests the sound of the rain, and exclamation because an exclamatory form is used for poetic effect. Next line. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. Here there are two figures of speech, that is onomatopoeia and synecdoche. Onomatopoeia because the words tinkle and echo suggest sound, and synecdoche because part heart stands for the poet. Next line. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. Here there are two figures of speech, that is hyperbole and alliteration. Hyperbole because an overstatement that there are 1,000 dreamy fancies, and alliteration because the consonant sound B is repeated in the words busy and being. Next line. And 1,000 recollections weave their bright hues into hoof. Hyperbole because an overstatement that there are 1,000 recollections. Next line. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Here there are two figures of speech, that is onomatopoeia and alliteration. Onomatopoeia because the word petter suggests sound of the rain, and alliteration because the consonant sound R is repeated in the words rain and roof. Now in memory comes my mother. Anastrophe figure of speech because there is an inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. As she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers. Here there are two figure of speech, metonymy and alliteration. Metonymy because the words darling dreamers represents the children, and alliteration because the consonant sound D is repeated in the words darling and dreamers. Ere she left them till the dawn. Metonymy figure of speech because the words left them represents let them sleep. Next line. Oh, I feel her fond look on me. Exclamation figure of speech because exclamatory form is used for poetic effect. Next line. As I list to this refrain which is played upon the shingles. Onomatopoeia figure of speech because the word played suggests the sound of the rain. Last line. By the patter of the rain. Onomatopoeia figure of speech because the word patter suggests the sound of the rain. So I hope students you would have understood the poem and poetic devices. Thank you.